Hi guys, this is Melissa Zad for IntuBoxing and I am at the Ebanie Bridges workout. We've just started the press week and I'm joined by none other than Mark Tibbs, a renowned trainer. How are you doing, Mark?
Lovely, Melissa, thank you. Yeah, nice. Enjoying this beautiful weather we got today.
Oh my God, it's been so lovely. It's such a delight to have such nice weather in the UK. How are you feeling in terms of, obviously, fight week's just kicked off? You know, we've seen John Hedges in there. He's already had his little, workout. Yeah. He looked sharp. How is he doing? He's doing.
He's a developing fighter. He's great to work with. He's a fantastic talent, and he's in a 6-round fight on Saturday, and he's peaking now. So that's why he looks sharp. Please God.
No, obviously he is developing and he's building on his experience. What have you been working with him on this camp that's been different from previous camps?
Well, to be fair, we had some sparring pretty early in this camp. It was heavyweight sparring. It was heavyweight orthodox sparring from some Italian guy, really, really good. He's an SJM fighter, actually. Forgive me, I can't remember his name, but he's a really lovely fella. And he gave us quality rounds. And John Hedges, he's very slick. He's very wise, boxing wise. And he's going to be, when he's mature, John, he's going to be a very, very, very tough, clever fighter, like Tyson Fury. I keep mentioning his name, but he's going to be a new Tyson Fury. He's very, very good boxer, John Hedges. Very good boxer. It's all about confidence with him now. So this camp, if you ask me what I'm doing in particular in this camp, is working on that confidence. Putting him in with stiff opposition. That when he comes out that sparring, he's like, wow. Where at first he thinks that it's going to be a bit difficult. So that's how you build them. But put them in the oven at times, as I say. Yeah.
Can I ask, I'm sorry if this sounds ignorant, but obviously, you mentioned that the sparring was heavyweight sparring. What was the thought process behind that? Obviously going a few weight divisions above him. Yeah.
Well, this guy was an Olympian in Italy. He was a former Italian champion and an Olympian. He was an heavyweight. He is a good boxer, this heavyweight. Forgive me, I can't think of his name. Adam Morales over there. He's going to kick me later. But, boxing IQ versus boxing IQ. It doesn't matter about the weight. We're in the gym, we're controlling, we're learning. Sensible, experienced fighters you're working with. So, they play the game. They want the rounds, we'll want rounds. And, we'll know what we want. And that's what training's for.
That's really interesting to hear, actually, because I hadn't really thought about it in terms of actually it's an IQ match versus an IQ match. So that's good to hear. In terms of the fight on Saturday night, what kind of performance should we expect to see from John?
Well, John, I expect him to be on point, accurate, and I hope to see some gear changes. After he nails distance, and I do like a body shot here and there. So I want a bit of everything. But I don't like to waste a lot of shots either. And I don't like to take a lot of shots either. So I'm asking for a lot.
Let's talk a little bit about someone else from your stable. Obviously, Ebanie Bridges just recently became world champion. The last time we spoke, actually, it was a few weeks before her fight. And you had mentioned to me that you're working on getting her a little bit cuter with the inside work. Do you think that played off in her fight?
I thought she'd done marvellous. I thought she'd done tremendous and marvellous. And, I can't give Ebanie Bridges enough credit for how she held it together mentally. And the whole camp, actually, she went about her work, first class, really first class. And she done wonderful. She come into the gym after that fight, and I says to her on camera after she won that fight, the world title, I said, you're going to be twice the fighter when you walk into my gym next time. And she is. She's just flowing. Everything. She reads and she slips. Everything was a little bit rigid and manufactured at first, but now it's all flowing. You know what I'm saying? So now she's won that world title. I expect her to be twice the fighter she is. Yeah.
Do you think that has something to do with, just that mentality, the confidence that comes with actually getting that external validation from something you probably already know that you can achieve, but now you've actually achieved it?
Yeah, you just said it yourself, and also it's understanding. Once you get understanding of the truth, it's the truth. You know what I mean? So once you get understanding of movement and feints and kids and readability, it's not always there. You've got to keep working at it. It gets better with experience. Yeah. So I hope that answers your question. I think I know what I mean.
No, I think that makes complete sense, to be honest. And I think that in this sport, at least like 80%, 90% is what's going on in your mind. But yeah, it was awesome to see her win that world title. Obviously, she's been working really, really hard for it. What's next for Ebanie?
Well, we spoke about 2 or 3 days ago, and I'm expecting her back here in June. She's got some fights in mind, her and Eddie Hearn and her manager, Brian, over in Philadelphia. So they're working on a strategy right now, and she feeds me back bits and pieces. I'm on a need-to-know basis.
Fair enough. So, something I really want to pick your brain about is the recent fight between Tyson Fury and Dillian Whyte. What did you make of that fight?
What did I make of that fight? I never expected Dillian to come out as a Southpaw, but I don't know what sense that was all about, if you know what I mean. But Tyson Fury's an hard man to beat. He's a king of readability. He knows what you're going to do before you do it, and he's very tall and he's very long, and he's been around a long while, been around the circuit a long while, and he's just got better and better and wiser, and so it was a tough task for Dillian, but Dillian done some good stuff in there, done some bad stuff in there, and big ask to beat Dillian Whyte, to beat Tyson Fury. Yeah, but good fight.
It was a really cracking fight, obviously one that the British fans really wanted to see. Dillian got stopped by the uppercut, which is the same shot that stopped him against Povetkin in their first fight. As a trainer, what is your opinion about that?
Well, I'd like to have seen Dillian been a bit more side on, and he can use his levers to block that uppercut. The more side on he is, the less vulnerable he is. Yeah, the more side on he is, the less vulnerable he is, and feet give you that, can make you vulnerable. So he had to get that front foot round and not keep dragging feet or stepping and walking like a bear. But it's easy for me to say. I wasn't his coach at the time, but yeah, I thought his feet. It's not fair for me to say right now, but we all saw it and we all knew what he should have done and could have done. But credit to both of them fighters getting there and giving the British public what they want, what they wanted.
Yeah, I think it's absolutely fair to say that it's, as you said, it's not an easy task to face Tyson Fury. He got in there, he's obviously game. So we'll see what's next for him. In terms of Tyson Fury, he's mentioned this supposed retirement, but obviously the British public would love to see the winner of AJ Usyk 2 face Tyson Fury. Do you think that's going to happen?
Hope so. We all hope so, don't we? And Tyson Fury beats Usyk, in my opinion. So they're playing the game, aren't they? Everyone's playing the game.
I feel like I've subtly managed to get your prediction for the AJ Usyk 2, but who do you think is going to win that fight?
No, I fancy Tyson. Oh, sorry, the two. That's difficult. That is difficult because if AJ gets out there and sets about him like he used to set about people, lets his hand and use his size as his advantage, his size and his power and speed, he can break down that pretty style of Usyk's. That's what I think. Yeah. Behind that stiff, sharp left jab, bang, bang, battering ram, throw that rhythm. So he has to Usyk has to gather himself. Then you've got to keep rattling him. But like you say, he's another one. He's he's super intelligent, super slick, and him and Fury are of that IQ. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so heavyweight scene's looking good. Let's hope Tyson Fury don't retire.
I echo those thoughts for sure. Mark, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
Lovely. Thanks, Melissa. Appreciate it.